The smell of damp tents and soggy socks, the great outdoors, growing up Scottish at 11:45 here on BBC Scotland. New now, and we're breaking the news with Des.
And this is Breaking the News, the show that breaks the week's news and asks four opinionated panellists to put it back together again. With me are four cracking comedians. On my right, we have Mark Nelson and Kemah Bob, and facing them are Amy Matthews and Robin Ince. In the news this week, police in Bavaria have seized millions of euros worth of fake Picasso paintings in a raid. They said the suspect had some neck, as well as 3 ears and an eye in the forehead. And messages in a bottle written by two Australian soldiers in 1916 have washed up after more than a century. Experts call it a miracle, whilst Royal Mail calls it express delivery. Right, you've met the teams. Let's crack on with round one. This is the Broken News round, where our teams have to guess two major stories of the week that have been mashed together into one single news headline. So, Mark and Kemah, can you tell me what this is all about?
A majority of Scots believe
the country
is worse now than it was 10 years ago, and 2/3 of
young people
said the
school bus
was no longer sustainable. The Scottish Government says it's investing a record £21 billion in
a massive muddle
this year.
Mark, go on then. What do you think the first story is?
Is this the story about the current state of the Scottish NHS?
Yes, that's right. A poll this week suggests that most Scots believe the NHS has worsened over the last decade. On top of that, it found that more than 9 in 10 Scots think the NHS needs reform. We called a local GP for comment and we're currently 92nd in the queue.
I've only used the Scottish NHS once in 1999. I was crossing the road at the Edinburgh Fringe with a friend of mine called Howard Reid, and he decided to change direction halfway across the road, smashed me to the ground. I had a radial fracture, which I didn't deal with for 5 days. Then I went in on a Friday afternoon, and I was the only person whose face wasn't held together by scar tissue or who wasn't handcuffed to someone else in that particular A&E. And then the nurse in charge went, "Put your arm out straight," and I think she was the one who actually broke it. So I've got a lot of good memories.
What about this, Mark, then? The idea that is coming across that more people now seem to be thinking that we should be moving towards a private medical system. Do you think that's a good move?
No, not at all. I'm sick of paying for stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm genuinely sick of paying for stuff. So we now need to pay for recycling in Glasgow, so that bin costs, or a certain bin collection you need to pay for.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and you need to pay, obviously, now that when pensioners go into homes, you've got to pay for that as well. So you've got to try and find out where you can maximise the costs. So when my gran died, we put her in the brown bin.
As an American, can I say, don't do it. It's not good. Before I moved here, I felt a little lump in my boob. Sorry if that's inappropriate to say. I don't know how familiar you guys are with breasts. Don't know if you have those in Scotland. But I felt a little lump, and I went in for an exam, and they charged me $1,400 for a mammogram. Okay, and I moved here the week later, and I'll tell you something. I don't know if I should be admitting this on something that's going to be recorded and broadcast, but I still owe them $1,400. They can don't do it. Don't do it. Yeah.
Amy, what do you think about this then? There's a movement from some suggesting that we should move towards a private healthcare or medical system. What do you say to that?
Of course we shouldn't move towards a private system. We're also being pushed towards private healthcare in like a stealth way. Dentist appointment. You cannot get an NHS dentist. My local dentist, I had to go private. That seems to be the only ones that are available at the moment. Just to sign up was over £90 just to sign up before you've even sort of done anything. And I was just like, I would rather it was free and just, I don't know, once a financial quarter be given a picture of Ryland Clark and a picture of Shane McGowan just saying, pick a team. and like that's it, you know? Like, I would rather that. If that was the service, grand, you know? That's all I want.
Worth every penny, isn't it?
Worth every penny.
We're talking about perhaps the NHS not being as good as it was 10 years ago, says a recent survey. But how have you improved yourself in the last 10 years, Kima?
Also not sure if I should be saying this on something recorded and broadcast, but I've stopped smoking weed 10 years ago, big stony baloney. And can I say, as a sober person taking in the media, a lot of TV shows are actually really bad. I'm watching this stuff. I'm like, I wish I was high for this. Horrible.
Well done, Mark and Kima. You get 2 points for that. It was the attitudes towards the NHS here in Scotland. Right, Amy and Robin, it's your turn now. What was the other story we were after?
I think it's that the school bus provision is chaos at the moment. It's all over the place.
Yeah, good spot, and that is the right answer. Yes, it's been revealed this week that the growing number of Scottish councils are tightening their policies on free school buses. Differing rules by councils have been described as a massive muddle by parenting group Connect. Yes, many councils across Scotland offer kids free school bus journeys because it's never too early to learn Scotland's national motto. Thanks, driver.
On the thank you driver, it is one of my favourite things. It really is. When I was in Edinburgh, I was mainly on the 26 and the 19, and every time that someone doesn't say thank you driver, you can just feel the bristling of civilization. And I think it is. It only changes when you go, yeah, there's a bit of a family dispute now, it's a night bus route, you know. But apart from that, I just absolutely... In fact, when I was on one last week, it was nice because everyone was saying thank you driver, and then someone pulled a knife and everything changed.
Kima, what about you? What do you think about this? Why is school bus travel in Scotland so confusing?
Well, I was reading up on it, and they're still going by rules that were set in a 1980 Education Act, right? And they have these statutory distances. And I'm like, you can't make 2025 kids live by 1980s rules, right? Like, 2025 kids are not built for stuff like that. They're allergic to gluten. You know what I mean? 1980s kids were eating desserts with colors, E-colors, called, and I quote, quinoline, tartrazine, and carmosine. Those are all meant to be yellow, okay? 1980s kids were eating desserts that gave them ADHD. They can walk for 2-3 miles.
My school treat, because I was never given sweets, instead my mum would give me half a thing of 6 cubes of jelly, you know, to make jelly out
I
of.
had that. Yeah.
Yes.
And now I wonder, and we go back to the dental issues, that it's just like sugar sandwiches and eating jelly cubes.
Concentrated jelly.
Concentrated
My
jelly,
family still keep those in the door of the fridge as a snack.
Is the cube Jell-O? Is it Jell-O?
It's concentrated. So you
What?
usually pour boiling water over it and then let it set.
But then you're just eating the cube?
Yeah.
What the hell is going on out here? We need the NHS. We need mental health care.
I'll tell you, 11 years ago, when you were still a stoner, you'd have loved it.
Oh, man. Well, look, obviously we're talking about the school days and school buses, etc. Amy, do you have an outstanding school days memory?
I tell you what, a real standout for me. I played Rodney Trotter in my school nativity. What was that? You don't remember Nicholas Lyndhurst popping up in the Gospels? Well, basically what happened was my drama teacher in primary school decided that the nativity story needed modernising, and he did that with a Chex Notes sitcom from the 1980s. I played Nicholas Lyndhurst as one of the 3 wise men.
Amazing. That's a highlight of my life, I think, hearing that. Mark, what about you? What would be your outstanding memory from your school days?
I think the best day was at secondary school when we found out that our geography teacher was having an affair with our computing teacher. That was awesome. Because, you know, when you're a kid and you see a teacher outside, when you find out a teacher's got a life as not their teacher. You remember you ever see them filling up their car?
Yeah.
It blows your mind. See to find out that Mr. Galloway and Miss Tyndall were pumping. Oh my God! None of us slept for weeks. So this is incredible.
Neither did they, by the sounds of it. There you go, sharing the school memories and getting the right answer. And amongst that, we're talking about the muddle, they say, that is current Scottish school bus provision. In South Lanarkshire, some students have to walk an hour each way to school on a safe route that includes an underpass, back lanes and a crossing over a dual carriageway. The council say if MD doesn't like that option, they can try the traditional route, which involves marching through Larkhall with a flute. And well done. At the end of that round, it is 2 points apiece. Now, much of our news is about public opinion, so to find out what stories people are talking about, we spoke to two friends of the show, journalist and YouTuber Claire Johnston and broadcaster and writer Vic Galloway. So, Amy and Robin, what do you think Claire is talking about here?
It's described as a cultural workout for the body. And then there's all that pacing as you wander around, taking it all in. I guess it's something doctors could start prescribing to get us out of ourselves, transported by culture all the way to the cafe.
Is it the one about art galleries, the fact that they're actually like good for your health?
Yeah, well done, Robin. That is the right answer. Research out this week has shown that viewing artworks in galleries reduces cortisol levels and can even boost your immunity. Scientists have found that appreciating art could have a relaxing effect and immediately lower stress levels. Art can inspire a whole range of emotions. Van Gogh reminds you there's beauty in the world, Monet reminds you to keep in touch with nature, and Warhol reminds you that you've ran out of soup. Mark, what about you? Research says we find art relaxing. Do you find art relaxing?
Yes, I do. I love art. I love art. Des, I tell you how much I love art. A couple of weeks ago, me and 6 pals broke into the Louvre.
My favorite thing about this news is they were saying that it's like a cultural workout for the body. I love that. I find I get a cultural workout for the body every time I come do this show. I sit right here, and then you say stuff like, walking around Larkhall with a flute. And I'm like, whoa.
Can I just say, ironically, it came out what you're wearing would be perfect to walk around. We all have stresses in life, don't we, Robin? What is the most stressful thing that you have to deal with?
Almost nothing, because I'm on anti-anxiety medication. It genuinely, I cannot tell you how much that's changed everything in my life. Yeah, I had 52 years of being stressed, and apparently then it was like, nah, just have these pills. It's brilliant.
Kima, what about you? What is the most stressful thing that you have to deal with?
Oh, man. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this. I don't know if you guys have it here. Money. You know, I'm trying to figure out, I'm like, who has some? You know, where's the money at? Who's got it? Because I tell you something, it ain't me. The Lord of the land, money. They all want money. It's insane. I think we should just be trading skills and stuff. We should be bartering, you know. We'll hug for food. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm going to take you to Leith later. A lot of bartering systems there.
Okay, but I'm taking notes.
It's great because Leith is at the point of gentrification where, like, if someone pulls a knife out, it could be for an attack or a cheese board.
Yeah.
It's like a really lovely little. You don't know. It's on the turn.
That frisson of danger, we love that. Well, we're talking about ways to de-stress. You've heard a couple right there. And art apparently is very relaxing. Apparently, looking at paintings by artists like Van Gogh reduces your stress levels. Somebody should have told Van Gogh. Over to you now, Mark and Kima. It's your turn. What do you think Vic is talking about here?
Shh! Get away from the window. Lock the door. I'm sick of these strangely dressed weirdos coming around here begging every year. What a load of chancers. It's time for this lot to give up the ghost and get lost.
Okay, first of all, I don't think that the Pride Parade is that bad. Yeah. Is it people Halloween and people not wanting to give the children candy?
That is very topical and the right answer, Kima. Well done. Yes, apparently 52% of us hide on Halloween to avoid trick-or-treaters, or as we call them here in Scotland, geysers. A UK-wide study found that half of those who hide do it because they don't like being disturbed, and 26% don't want to spend money on sweets. I once saw a great Halloween decoration of a dead body on somebody's lawn, but then I realised it was April and I was in Dundee. What do you think about this then, Kima? Do you hide from the geysers, or you might know them as trick-or-treaters?
Geysers? What's going on? what are you guys up to up here? What guys? Is it because they're wearing disguises? Yeah. Like, what's geysers? Is it?
Yeah.
This is huge. I don't care how many points we have. I have won today. That is incredible.
Do you know what? I quite like Halloween. And the kids, I've got 2 kids, and they get so excited about it. And it's weird. My wee boy was asking me about the bit that, like, what was better about Halloween when I was a kid and when I was a kid. Costumes, much better. Like, some of the kids' costumes are incredible now. When I was young, basically, me and my brother, our costumes were based on a sheet, right? So my mum would get a sheet that she didn't use anymore, and if it was wrapped around you, you were a mummy, right? If she cut 2 holes in it and put it over your head, you were a ghost. And then if she pointed up at the top, you were a racist.
I got concerned, Mark.
We know it's spooky season, but what about you? What's the scariest thing you've ever seen?
I think it was Christmas week 1992, the audience at the Belfast Empire, before I went on, as Patrick Kilty said, "And now from London," and the booing began. That was pretty scary. Yeah.
Amy, what are your thoughts on this one? We're talking about spooky season, of course. What is the scariest thing that you have ever seen?
Has anyone seen Simon Cowell's smile lately? It's so terrifying. It's like we're so through the looking glass. He's made some choices with Botox, and it looks like a sort of pair of teeth are trying to escape a bow bun. It's really quite something.
Experts say if you really want to scare someone on Halloween, don't chap their door and say trick or treat. Instead, say, hello, have you thought about voting for Reform UK? Yes, of course, hiding at Halloween is the right answer. 2 points go to Mark and Kima. This is Breaking the News from BBC Scotland with me, Des Clark. Now, this round is all about who is in the news. I will play you a clip of a mystery person. All you have to do is tell me who it is. So, Mark and Kima, you're up first this time. Who is this?
I have a photograph when I was young where I was only maybe about 2 or something, where I broke my leg. My brother pushed me out of the pram.
That's Brendan Rodgers, former Celtic manager.
Is the right answer. Yes, Monday night was a night of drama as Brendan Rodgers resigned from his position as Celtic manager, and it was also revealed that he would be replaced by interim boss Martin O'Neill. It didn't end there, though, as shortly afterwards the club issued a statement with major shareholder Dermot Desmond accusing Rodgers of being divisive, misleading and self-serving. Brendan Rodgers says after he resigned, he received hundreds of messages thanking him for the job that he had done at Celtic. Unfortunately, they were all from Hearts fans. Well, there we go. Well done in that spot, Mark. That was the right answer. What do you make of the resignation and the bust-up that followed?
It's phenomenal. On Monday night alone, you had the manager of Celtic dramatically resigning. Then the 37% major shareholder, who looks like a Victorian strongman, basically throwing him under the bus. On the same day, Aberdeen employed a man who once got prosecuted for stealing a penguin. Right? There's literally... Scottish football is the greatest thing in the world because it will always, always entertain.
Kima, I know you followed this one really closely. Brendan Rodgers leaving Celtic, the statement that comes out from Dermot Desmond. What have you made of this bust-up?
I love it. but it makes me a little sad. No, one thing you should know about me as it pertains to this story is I care.
Yeah. What about you, Robin? I don't know if you followed any of this story. What have you made of this bust-up?
Ever since you mentioned the theft of a penguin, I am far more interested now in what I see as the Dadaist quality of Scottish football.
Oh, yeah.
Love that.
And for clarity, that's an actual penguin, no a biscuit.
Yeah.
So,
And the best thing about when they steal a penguin is all the other penguins don't know which one's been taken.
Love that.
Amy, what do you think about this big breaking story in Scottish sports? What's your take on the bust-up?
I have, I would say, a very overactive brain. I'm a bit of a workaholic. I struggle to sleep. There are only 2 times in my life where my brain really switches off. One is when someone's trying to explain the rules of a new card game to me. And one is when people start talking in depth about men's football. So this round has been like waves on a shore up here. It's just been pretty zen. Like, absolutely, I've taken none of that in.
The next question's on whist. Yeah. So it'll be a long day.
But do you ever, sometimes I watch it and I don't know what's happening, but I do see the predominantly handsome men running back and forth. And
Not in Scottish football, you don't.
what's going on? Love that.
And of course, we were talking about the now former Celtic manager, Brendan Rodgers. Yes, the last time somebody fell out this badly with their boss, they were stripped of their titles and asked to leave the Royal Lodge. Right, Amy and Robin, it's your turn now. Who is this and why are they in the news?
I think that men should be taxed higher than women. I mean, what gives the patriarchy power is, like, you know, economic power. But if you took away all of their money, man tax.
That is Lily Allen.
A brilliant answer. That is correct. It is indeed Lily Allen, the biggest story in entertainment news this week. Lily Allen has released her breakup album detailing the breakdown of her marriage to Stranger Things actor David Harbour amid accusations of his infidelity. What are your thoughts on this album? Are you impressed by it?
It's absolutely incredible. It's such a beautiful, witty, heartfelt, honest album. And that's one of the things that it's been really, really praised for, is it's so directly written. Like, there's no guesswork, right? Okay, she's really, really laying it out on the table. For example, one of the songs is called Pussy Palace, which is about this moment during the fallout of their relationship, where she turned up at his spare apartment and realised he was running a cat cafe. And honestly, like, it's just, it leaves no ambiguity at all.
What excites me immediately is, does this mean one day maybe Billie Piper will write an album all about her relationship with Lawrence Fox? But then what worries me is, what if Lawrence Fox writes down about Billie Piper and we have another one of his awful records where he thinks he can sing? So...
Kima, I don't know if you've checked out Lily Allen's album. If so, what are your thoughts? Are you impressed by it?
Oh, I haven't listened to most of it. I listened to that song that Amy was talking about, which I'm going to refer to as Sex Palace. And what I love about it is how niche her problems are, right? They're incredibly niche. Like, this song, she's like, I thought the spare apartment was an apartment that he used exclusively for karate. She thought that he owned a karate apartment, why are you okay with that? But then she found out he was having sex in it, and the chorus is like, I thought this was a dojo. But turns out it's a sex palace. And I'm just like, this is so not relatable. I'm into it. Take me into a world where your partner just owns a karate apartment. What's going on?
You ever owned a karate apartment, Mark?
Not yet. not until the planning permission gets approved.
Kima, what about you? We're talking about a revenge piece of work here. When and how have you taken revenge?
Well, you know me, and you know I'd take no prisoners, and I'm gotta get revenge right now. Yeah, Amy and Robin, you think you're about to get more points than us or something? Well, guess what? I think you're some of the most brilliant minds in the game today, so suck on that.
I would love to have seen you stoned. Like, I would just... I grieve.
And there we have it. Lily Allen's new album, West End Girl, dropped this week. Before it came out, she released a brand new single. His name is David Harbour. Yes, of course, Lily Allen is the right answer. 2 points go to Amy and Robin. It's time now for our final quick-fire round, which is all about deciphering the numbers in the news. I will read out a headline. All the teams have to do is fill in the blanks. So get ready, teams. When we run out of time, you'll hear this.
It feels personal.
That is actor and Traitors star Mark Bonnar reacting to a review of his performance in The Traitors by Dermot Desmond. Very personal. Right, fingers on buzzers, and here we go. People in Edinburgh have done what 1 million times? Mark.
Charged the comedian £64,000 for one room during the month of August.
Let's keep this going. People in Edinburgh have done what 1 million times? Kima.
Told an American, it's not Edinburgh.
Love that. People in Edinburgh have done what 1 million times? Amy.
Swatted a tourist's hand away from Greyfriars Bobby's nose.
Beautiful little angel.
I know. It's not that, though. No, people in Edinburgh have done what 1 million times? Robin.
Gone to the zoo and seen nothing there because they are the shyest animals I've ever been to. It's basically a museum of straw.
We didn't get there for the answer, so I can tell you what we were looking for was this. People in Edinburgh have done what 1 million times? They have tapped on and tapped off the trams 1 million times since the scheme was introduced. That is according to Edinburgh Trams.
It feels personal.
Oh, there we go. That is our klaxon. Mark has bonnered. It means it's all over. And at the end of the quiz, our winners this week are Amy Matthews and Robin Innes. Unlucky. Commiserations to Mark Nelson and Kima Bob. And we'll leave you with the breaking news. Breaking news just in. John Mackay is to step down as an STV presenter after more than 30 years on screen. He says, though he will miss the routine and the people, he can't wait to get out from behind that desk and finally put some trousers on. And June Lockhart, best known for her part in the TV show Lassie, has sadly died at the age of 100. The funeral is expected to be held soon, and in honour of her most famous role, she'll be dropped down a well. The news is broken. I've been Des Clark. Goodbye!
Michelle McManus gets in the spirit of Halloween and throws some celebrities into the cauldron. Hubble, bubble, toil and trouble. The entertainment mix on BBC iPlayer right now.